Take it away, Martin Lawrence.
Woosah.
Woo-saw. Bad boys, ride or die. Marcus and Mike are on the run from the law this time around, and as they figure out who has framed not just their deceased Captain Howard, but for themselves as well.
Captain Howard's being framed.
Let's go.
What the hell?
He's texting us from the other side.
No, he's not, Marcus.
If he's seeing this, I'm probably dead. Fuck!
I think that Martin Lawrence and Will Smith have really great on-screen chemistry for the most part. I loved Bad Boys 1. Bad Boys 2 is probably one of my favorite action films of the early 2000s.
Just relax.
And the third one, Bad Boys for Life, though I hate that they named that one For Life and they didn't name this fourth one Bad Boys for Life. Like, it makes no sense for titles. Like,
that makes no sense.
But I'm a huge lover of this genre, and I think it's a little bit of a mix that these are like rated R adult cop movies, but they're also super fun and ridiculous and over the top and stylistic. Yet there's a lot of great humor and dramatic moments as well. It's usually a fun, thrilling ride. The action scenes are great. Combine that all together in a movie, and it is definitely up my alley.
If something is right up your alley, it means it's perfect for you.
Regardless, because of the stuff with Will Smith, I wasn't really looking forward to this movie. In fact, I thought after the third Bad Boys film, they should have kind of just stopped it. And this movie sort of proved me right. I'm not saying that this is a horrible film. I'm not saying it's a bad movie even at all, because there are some great parts to it. But it's definitely the weakest film out of the Bad Boys franchise.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's a little bit of diminishing returns in some ways. Definitely feels a little bit more digital of a film than the action being more analog or real. It makes this movie a bit less thrilling to watch than the other three Bad Boy films. Something I can say that these filmmakers do really well, though, the directors of this film, who also did Bad Boys for Life, the third film, I think are great action filmmakers. They have some really cool things they do with the camera and the way that they stick the camera inside of the action and how that rotates like on a gun, then from a gun to the perspective of the person holding the gun, and then back into like a bullet hitting into someone, and then back to the gun. The camera work is so cool in the action scenes. And yes, there's some drone shots and drone work in this movie that felt a little dated or almost used a little bit too much at times. But generally, overall, I really enjoyed the cinematography in this movie. I thought the style of this film is really cool and fun to look at, and it's very bright and vibrant. And I love that the tone of this movie is still a little bit of a party. Let's keep that going with the Bad Boys franchise. There is definitely some funny parts of this film. Of course, the Martin Lawrence, Will Smith dynamic is on play here.
Give me one, put some relish on that motherfucker.
Open the register. Stay right there.
Is that Skittles on the counter, Marcus?
There's a couple of really cool action scenes, like one to do with this helicopter, another one where they're in this sort of like paintball room sort of thing, and Marcus, who has just had this new lease on life, is taking on all these guys. He's kind of being this action hero for once, which is cool for the Marcus character, because usually he's the one that's like screaming at Mike to slow down, to take a break.
Oh, that one puckered up my butthole. I'm gonna fucking crush my head.
But because he has this new lease on life at the beginning of the film, he's kind of stepped into that Mike role of doing all the action and the gunslinging, and it was really funny and a charming way to play with the characters of Mike and especially Marcus in this film. That being said, this film to me felt a little bit repetitive, and that the movie Bad Boys for Life kind of did everything better in that movie than what this film does. The stakes feel higher in all of the other Bad Boys films than this movie. The plot is pretty shaky at times, and let's be honest, none of the Bad Boys films have, great plot points, but especially this one just felt, I don't know, dated, like they were kind of doing The Fugitive for 2024 with Marcus and Mike, and I'm just not 100% sure that putting them on the run was ultimately the most interesting story. Like, I didn't hate it, but I definitely wasn't in love with the script. But that's also because I think the performances are a bit tiresome. Will Smith gives this lifeless sort of performance in this movie. I don't see the spark that Mike has as a character. And then there are times where Martin Lawrence is overacting to the point where it feels almost like he's in a different movie altogether. It's not the same sort of charm that he's had in the other 3 films. A weak plot and weird story, and with twists that actually weren't that twisty in the end, make this story and plot kind of weak. And they try to bring surprises. It definitely felt predictable and safe. And thus, the pacing of the movie definitely flip-flops at times. Even though it's only an hour and 55 minutes, I definitely felt every minute of that almost 2-hour runtime, but it seemed to drag a little bit at parts. Before I get my final thoughts and grade on this film, comment down below, what did you think of Bad Boys Ride or Die? Is this your favorite Bad Boys film? What is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you like this video, make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content and reviews. Overall, it's a fun, stylistic comedy action buddy movie that does deliver on the thrills, fun stunts, and decent cinematography, but a shaky story, a lack of characterization, tired performances, and a shtick that has run its course make this Bad Boys entry just okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and give Bad Boys Ride or Die a B. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Come back and check out some other video reviews such as Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and The Fall Guy. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you on the next film. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get taught.